Today's video is about how to make an impression or a pattern on a piece of thin EVA foam, which you can then use as a detail on a model. So let's take a look at the things that you need in order to do this. So first of all, you're going to need some thin EVA foam. And I have a pack here that is multicolored. You can get this either at a craft store locally or you can buy it online. Not very expensive at all. I have a couple of pieces of it already pre-cut, ready to use for my pattern making. You also need something to make an impression. I have some small pieces of corrugated copper and aluminum that were pre-made, and I also have these small stainless steel discs made of perforated stainless steel. So we can use them too to make kind of a button-shaped pattern. You're also going to need a small pair of scissors. You need a couple of wooden blocks, a C-clamp or a vise, and I have a spring clamp here to hold everything together until I get the vise on it. And then I have a heat gun, a hot air gun, that I can use to pre-soften my materials, which makes a better pattern. So let's get started. So I'm going to put this EVA foam in between the two pieces of wood along with the piece that I want to use as a pattern. So I'm going to start with this. So the first thing I'm going to do is just heat this up, and this goes pretty quickly. By softening this, you get a better impression. I'm going to put this on here, hold it in between my two blocks, put the spring clamp on it so the pieces don't fall off while I put the clamp on it. I tighten up the C-clamp. If you don't have C-clamps but you have a vise on a workbench, you can use that too. And this does not need to be clamped for very long because the foam takes on the impression very quickly. You can take the clamp off now, take the spring clamp off, separate this, and I can take a look at my part, and we can see that we've got a pretty good impression here. Once I've got the impression made, if it's the size that I need, I can take the scissors and I can just trim it off very easily. I can also cut this into any kind of shape that I need if I'm going to use it as a detail on a model. And an example of that might be using it on a toothbrush model where we've got overmolded sections, and I can cut this pattern, lay it on top, and now I've got some kind of a grip surface or an imitation grip surface anyway. So that's it. Anything that you can use to make a pattern, a small piece of window screen works well, or any kind of things that you can find. You can even get a piece of thin copper sheet and punch holes in it, or use a pointed object and make impressions, and that'll give you the reverse on the piece of EVA foam when you press it together. That's it.